Hi again, everyone. This is Miss Cato, and I hope you're having a great day. And we're going to do the lesson today to continue the cross-hatching lesson that I started yesterday. That new shading technique that we're just learning to add into our skill bucket. And if you remember correctly, there were actually two videos. I hope you've seen both of them. That one was the cross-hatching, and the other one was how to draw the crystals, the stylized crystal. Remember, that's not an observational drawing. That's stylized crystal, this one. It's just a little technique to get sort of a illustrative is the word, kind of like an illustration of crystal. If I was going to do an observational drawing of crystal, right, I would look at the crystal and draw what I see. We will get there. But what I want to do is just move forward really quickly with the crystal drawing. So I hope you all have had a chance to watch the crystal formation video and draw a crystal sort of like this. Now you'll notice what I said the other day. There are some black and white lines. This was created for another lesson with the 5th graders. But what I'm going to do is modify it to use it as a demonstration for what we're learning. And the reason it has this on here is so that the 5th graders could understand light source. We're working on that too, but in a little more advanced way. So obviously the dark sides are shadows and the light side is where the light's coming in. But let's go ahead and put some more nuance on those shadows using the cross-hatching technique. I'm going to turn this down. I hope you've all had an opportunity to work on your cross-hatching grayscale by now. So here is my crystal. So if you remember carefully, if you remember correctly, the cross-hatching is that technique where we basically cross lines like this to make shadows. Remember? And you can do them in different areas to get them lighter and darker. Now you're not, this is what it looks like, close up, right? It's not the other kind of shading where we're running our pencil back and forth on the paper like this. This is not what we're doing, okay? This one here, we're not doing that one. We are looking at cross-hatching techniques. That's this one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remember that usually in the middle of things, the shadows are like, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the lines that are already here as part of my cross-hatching demonstration. I'm gonna choose some of these areas to go ahead and put more lines in. Like this. And I'm going to leave some of the way they are, actually, too. And what you can see will happen is that I'm going to just do this one up halfway here and a little bit darker in there. Go back in here, a little bit darker in there, a little bit darker in there. So that towards the middle of all the structures, I'm putting in another layer of lines that will help us to be able to identify the darker shadows. Okay? Now, if you watch over time, what's going to happen is all of these will really start to stand out. You'll have darker areas, and what that means, it looks more and more 3D. You'll have that modeling that goes on when you have really good shading happening on your drawing. So you can see that I've put some in already on one side. See how it's starting to look more 3D even than this one, right? Because it's darker in here, lighter out here where there's more light, but these are actually casting shadows on each other a little, so it's a little darker. I'm going to continue for a minute, so just watch what I'm doing here. I'll continue down in here. And if you haven't done your crystal drawing yet, please watch the crystal formation video. Teacher has the link. Rewatch that. Do your crystal drawing, and then you can add in your cross hatching elements. This is a great way to practice this technique, actually, because these are pretty flat surfaces. There's not a lot of curves on here. It's a little easier for us. Not that you couldn't handle it. You guys are amazing. I wouldn't be giving this to you if I didn't think you were perfectly capable of learning this and getting ready for the next step of our learning, which is that watercolor wash as soon as I get back. So this isn't gonna be a very long video today. So here I've added some more. You can see how it's starting to stand out a little. You got that? I'm not doing it the same shade all over. I left this one. It's darker down in here, right? That's called a gradation. Like your grayscales are a gradation, so this is a gradation too, going from darker to lighter. And I'm gonna continue after the video's over, but I don't wanna take up the time with that. I would like you to complete a crystal drawing for me and for you. It's part of your folder, with some cross-hatching shading on it, okay? Now, the other thing I want to remind you is that all of your drawings need to be in the folders. And in the last video, I talked about how to do that, 2 people at a time with the plastic bin that goes with your class. Section A is in the morning, section B in the afternoon. Make sure everything you're doing is in that folder. Okay, that's very important. I'm going to see you very soon, hopefully, and be able to give you lessons in person. Or maybe we'll continue with video lessons and I'll just be in the room walking around helping you execute. Who knows what's going to happen. But I really appreciate the fact that you are all on task, doing your best, showing the teachers what you're capable of doing, and really making sure you're doing your best work using every minute of your learning time to be extraordinary. Any questions, send me an email. And I really want to see this crystal drawing. So be on it, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.